What's up everyone, welcome back to another episode. I know it's been a while, hope you guys have been doing great and had a nice holiday break. We're back here in the garage working on the MK4 GTI. So one of the things that I've been dealing with throughout pretty much its ownership is the hood latch. So this would be my third one that I've been on, and it finally went out again. And I'm not sure if it's like the design or if like the tolerance isn't great. Sometimes I have some luck bending some things back in place and getting it working for a while, but it just seems to break at like the worst possible time. So today we're going to be ripping out the OEM hood latch and all the associated components, and we'll be installing aftermarket Aerocatch hood latches. So there's two of them. I've installed them before in many other cars. Love them, they're super slick. There's just going to be some cutting involved and some other things we'll have to tweak, but it should be pretty straightforward. Hope you guys enjoy. Here's the Aerocatch setup. As you can see, we have two of the latches as well as two strike pins. We'll use these existing holes in the core support to mount our strike pins. The pins will have both a washer and nut combination on both the top and the bottom. Next, we'll apply some paint on top of our strike pins, and we'll close the hood on top of the pins so we know where to drill our pilot holes. And now the fun begins. We'll start by drilling a pilot hole on each side. Alright, so now that we have our pilot hole drilled out, we're going to trace the back end plate, and we're going to have to cut that from the hood. So the way to line this with the pilot hole is basically you could put a piece of tape right here or make some sort of straight line, and you're going to want this line in the center of the pilot hole to be about 30 millimeters. So once we have that situated, we could trace this out and start cutting. Next, I'm just going to mask off the areas around our cut, just in case I slip or anything like that. Now we'll mark the 6 holes that we'll need to drill to secure the top plate to the bottom. Alright, now that we're done cutting and drilling and all of that, we could remove this and start aligning our strike pins. So if all of your measurements were good, this strike pin should pretty much go right through the center, right here. and all that you pretty much have to adjust is the height of it. And to adjust the height, all you'll do is loosen and tighten these nuts right here and just thread this up or down depending on if you need to raise or lower it. Once we have our height set, we can tighten these 17 mil nuts. And since we have this height set, it should be the same on the other side. So I'm just gonna measure how many threads we have here. And the last thing I like to do is just make a little visual indicator of where I set this, just so I know it hasn't moved or anything like that. Now we'll add our rubber bumpers, which I've shortened to fit. So at this point, everything is ready to go. Let's test it out. Feels pretty good. And the last thing, since we did make these cuts and we have this unpainted steel here, it would be a good idea to paint these edges just to prevent rust and that type of thing. And there is just one more consideration that we have to make. If you do want to have a functional alarm system, there is this latch switch right here. It's a little micro switch that gets closed. If you completely cut it out, it should read closed all of the time. Of course, with this method, you won't get any protection if you activate the alarm and someone opens your hood. So it's a trade-off. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm really happy with how the latches turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I've got a lot of stuff planned for this year. I'm going to try to post a little bit more. I've got a big surprise, so stay tuned for the next episode. We'll also give you guys an update on the C4 S4. It's coming along, a lot of things have changed, so stay tuned. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.